So bring it on. Bring it on. Every little tear.
If you acquiesce to me, you see, B-A-D, Afro-dominance, accept dominance. A decision, a delegation, a delineation, a decide, your decision to accept my Afro-dominance, accept dominance. Thank you.
From early childhood, Lennox Road, Webster Street, 94-96. For the first magic trick, my brother spun a quarter on the coffee table. With it, my eyes spun. The coffee was changed fast. Snatched it from the table and pocketed it, smirking a slight giggle that sounded like ricochet. And for the first few years of my life dreaming, I suppose that's how magic worked. There were 2 baptisms. The grave priest splashed water on my face with eyes closed. I didn't even cry. On the second night, an elm tree caught the moon full, spinning, waning to waxing, waxing to waning. The moon stopped, stilling the night. The secret priestess anointed me with water from a conch, once warbling over the table of dark water. The moon broke into splinters and rippled back together. I've seen things differently since. I wasn't there, neither was there a conch or a cross, but you were there too, in a sense. It was the midsummer moon of 96. The shadows played tricks on my face. The water, anointed by the moon, whispered over my ears, but I wasn't even there yet. As I'm waking from a lucid dream, I ask, what do I make of sacred body? From whom may I most readily divine inspiration? Under a mysterious gravity I happen from then to now, nothing is sacred except now. The borrowed dream wavers, once waxing, now waning, it disappears under sleight of hand, gone. Some things come to me in third person. He sees shapes on the wall. They slink, they shift, then vanish. Words are empty boxes, and not yet knowing what to fill them with, we put shadows inside them. All words are names not yet decipherable. Words are empty pictures, colors and sounds blend, yet more confined, like a crib in a blanket. He can't hold light. He sees shapes on the page. Shapes are as shadows are with no movement. The world is still too loud. Sounds blend, undifferentiating. The word is still too loud. There's no settling this argument between the sun and the moon. And his head racks with lulling.
She searches for sea rat, and we maim her back with our propeller blades, leaving her flesh frayed. Her only regret is our fishing nets that drew her to drown in her own playground. We continue to abuse this gift from God. As recompense, he will fill our waters with sharks. This next one is a villanelle. Perseverance. Your dream dies in a fuming fire, you shall rise. That life's lives are long expired, your dream dies. Through watery eyes, newfound strength acquired, you shall rise. Being brutalized, sinking into quagmire, your dream dies. Hardship grows you wise, was all forged in hellfire, you shall rise. Phoenix soaring for the skies, crawling from the fire, your dream dies, you shall rise.
It's very low though. Yeah, we got this whole production basically. We've been working on this for 3 years, and during the pandemic, we really kind of sat down and tried to figure out how to do this thing. He's doing electronics and sounds, and I'm doing, I'm just words. I mean, I play guitar all the time, but trying to really step away and try to do something else, that's always an adventure. I can hear it. It's there. Something's playing.
Quench my thirst from the fount of memory. Something that Da Vinci might have said.
Because Da Vinci left us samples of his tortured mind so we can tremble when earth rumbles from his creations that turn the ground to shambles. He created war machines and prophesied tools of mass extinction, and yet he left us Mona Lisa to gaze inside her mysterious eyes and smile in the back of her head so we can get lost first inside Lisa and then behind Mona. Because power also wore high heels. Her name was Eve. She wore duct tape banana in between her milky white breasts and a Tommy gun under her dress. Because there's too many humans and not enough souls. Dancing for vice, dancing for gold. Thank you. This was Fountain of Memory. Next one is This Kind of Love. You can't absolve yourself from a love like this. You can't. No matter how revered is your priest, no matter the kind of power he wields above, this love is like a lost paradise. All it takes is one look, and eyes drown in each other, and bodies ache to be abused with sweet possession, and then released away into the heavens. This kind of love can stop the rain and relocate the mountains on axis. This kind of love was not sanctioned by your Pope, but it will pay the highest taxes. It can even eclipse the sun, convert the day into the night, and then reverse the tide. No matter how much safety and solace you will seek, you know deep down inside, that's when things were meant to be. That's when things were meant to be. This love can spark the wars between the kings and make the queens chastise themselves with tears. No matter how much safety and solace you will seek, you know deep down inside, this love was meant to be. That's when things just written themselves to be. Written themselves to be. Written themselves to be. Thank you. First meal, I praise that animal for letting me live, since it died for me to keep on living, keep on living, keep on living. I accepted fear as a real being, and it only made me stronger. It ran through me like a midnight runner, but it didn't linger. It dissolved in the ocean, like the sandcastle turns back into the sand, back into the sand, back into the sand. I wore the armor of the Macedonian soldier who laughed in the face of fear, holding up my javelin like a torch in the times of darkness. I was there in the Inquisition era, screaming out to the crowds, "My name is Pinocchio, and there's nothing to fear. Our God doesn't want you to fear. He wants you to love this world and to love thyself. That church is not his house, but of his fanatic prophets. That church is not his house, but his fanatic prophets. That church is not his house, but his fan club." The sin was their advertising campaign. Oh yeah, they worked it well into our brain. They dragged me down, tied to the pole, but my tongue was untied. I looked at the flames around me. They burned me as I was saying, God is in the air that we breathe. God is the air that we breathe. God is in the air that we breathe. They used fear to enslave people's minds. They used Nietzsche's ideas to create superior race. I was there when the tank was rolling over me. I threw a grenade into that Panther's engine. Fear was in their eyes, not in mine. I was fighting for my country. We knew no fear as we fought and liberated European cities. Poland, Romania, Belgrade, Paris, and Germany. We got up when our friends were down. I died many times, but I kept on running forward. I was there when we put up our flag on top of Reichstag. If you let it, if you let it, do you let it or you let it be? If you let it, if you let it, do you let it or you let it be? Fear is the greatest thief of the universal ignorance bliss, dressed in an overcoat, riding on men's backs, robbing them of happiness and satisfaction. I choose to be free of fear and doubt. Silver string leads me to the body in the realm of consciousness and sound. I choose to be free of fear and doubt. Silver string leads me to the body in the realm of consciousness and sound. I choose to be free from fear and doubt. Fear does not own me. Fear does not control me. Fear does not own me. Fear does not control me. Naked and fearless, I will turn into consciousness, ethereal and ever-present. Manifestation of the great Krishna. I create my own lucid dream world. My intellect is my library of knowledge. Knowledge sticks a knife in the heart of fear. The more you know, the less you fear. The more you know, the less you fear. The more you know, the less you fear. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Hype me up, y'all. As the time passes, more and more I see the people of this world getting more and more lost. We have war. We lose souls every day. We're at war amongst ourselves. Not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. We have to fight it. We are what?
Soul Panther.
Say it loud!
Soul Panther.
We are soul panthers. We have to fight every day to protect our mental being and spiritual life. We must continue to fight, not just with our minds, but with our souls, so we can all become whole. Next one is called Me Just Being Me. There was a time where I used to think something was wrong with me, but now I see it's just me being me. I'm sorry if my proper voice shocks you or have a different look at life than you, but take a look from my perspective. If you're always happy with yourself on a daily basis, then you will know where I'm coming from. Maybe with two breeze. You're a person that like negativity and hate, where I'm a person that like positivity and being great. Now we don't have to be friends. What's the point if you like to lose and I like to win? Third one is last breath. As I close my eyes and dream, I can't help but see myself running down the road. And as I'm running, I hear this voice. It tells me, keep moving, keep running, keep going. 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 And as I'm running, I realize I can't run no more. And just as I'm about to give in, I hear another voice. This one tells me, oh, my chosen son, don't never stop running. Keep moving, keep going, my son. Keep going. This last one is called Dream Chaser. But before I start, okay. If any of y'all have a dream or a goal or whatever it is, go and chase it. Chase it, go after it, do whatever it is you gotta do. Dream Chaser. As the days go by, I can't stop wondering how far or why I'm still here. It's because I fought to be here. In this time, in this moment, in this spot, might as well keep going while the iron is hot, while I carry on, my dream lives on. It's what I love to do. It's what keeps me living and alive. You would too, because having a dream is all about that grind and that strive. You go for yours, and I'm gonna go for mine. Thank you.
Into an artificial brain that sorts us based on incomplete information. We accept this, despite the fact that it was built by humans, from whom we would never tolerate such sweeping generalizations that eliminate our individuality, that feed algorithms and ad campaigns built by humans but devoid of humanity. And this one I wrote at the beginning of December. If I don't watch them starve, I'll I'll convince myself that they won't, or better yet, that they never existed. I can smother the guilt in the back of my brain as I buy the latest iPhone to replace my formerly latest iPhone, because it's Christmas at the end of a really hard year, and I owe it to myself.
Vision in the mind, others can see it if they are sound, human, or whatever beasts may come round. Philosophers speculate and debate which creatures can tell they are in a room. I wonder what it may be to be like in a room and not know it. Could a host see and judges declare it, yet we know nothing of it? I think so. Perhaps in a room or several overlapping chambers that I'm unaware of, my maternal grandfather was demented and unknowing. The baffled king. The Department of Veterans Affairs pierced the veil, and it looked like, thus I am distorted. Outriders bring the message in lingua ignotia. Thank you.
The Hudson Valley Writers Group. I got 2 poems. I don't know about you, but I have lots of dreams at night, and then I wake up in the morning, I can't remember. Right? Look at that. So this is, that's what this is, last night's dream. In this dream, I am in a room with lots of friends, some from work, some from poetry readings, sexy women without bras and erect nipples, guys in skinny gray pants with strong opinions. The room is a big conference hall with maroon carpets and floor-to-ceiling windows. I have to get to the next panel discussion and go out a side door, but it leads to an alley with black metal gates at each end. So I open a green door in a brick building on the alley, and it leads to a narrow, dark hallway that smells of cooking. So I look for another door out, and it leads to a street in a suburban neighborhood where there is a cafe a block away that I think I have been to with other people from the conference, and I look for a bathroom to take a pee. But the room that I recognize that I have been to before has no toilet, just clothes on the floor and furniture as if it was a storage room. So I pee in a corner against a dark green wall and hope no one sees me. Then back to a sunny hallway and through a doorway like a screen door that opens to another building like a college hall. Then I wake up and can't remember a thing. All right. Now this Saturday, around the country, there are going to be a lot of demonstrations organized by March for Our Lives. And these are groups of students who are concerned about gun violence and things like that. I mean, I think if you could raise the age to own an assault weapon from 18 to 21, you could raise it to 80, right? You could raise it to 80. Let's do that. All right. This is from a series of poems I wrote. These are true stories from the Trump era. It's called What Makes America Great. This is number 17. Hashtag March for Our Lives. March 24, 2018. 800 sibling marches around the world. Here, over 3,000 people, kids, parents, grandparents, and other citizens. The mayor, members of Congress, members of the state legislature gather in Albany, New York. The signs read, "We need more than thoughts and prayers. Books, not bullets. Arm teachers with school supplies. One life is worth more than all the guns in America. Another teacher against the NRA. Black teachers matter. Bullets are not school supplies. Am I next?" Organized by students, many not yet old enough to vote. One speaker with a trembling voice, "I'm only 17, but I turn 18 next fall, and the first thing I'm going to do is register to vote." We call BS. The signs read, "Fuck the NRA. Tomorrow there will be more of us voting."
Another student against the NRA. Fear has no place in our schools. Recess, not lockdown drills. Erase gun violence. Protect children, not guns. We call BS. This is killing us. This is not normal. This is not okay. Another voter against the NRA. Disarm hate. We call BS. Columbine, Aurora, Sandy Hook, Post, Las Vegas, Parkland, not one more. Buffalo, Uvalde, Tulsa, not one more. Ban assault weapons. Real men can hunt without an AR-15. Ballots, not bullets. The signs read, protect people, not guns. Pissed off mob. Our children have common sense, why not Congress? More kids, less guns. Her sign reads, when I grow up, I want to be alive.
It's good that I'm separate from the rest of the important work that you're doing, because this is not serious at all. I'm not like a full-time paid poet like you guys with benefits.
Good luck with that.
So I only work in one form. It's a classic form, the limerick. And these are all mine. So you can run if you need. A man from East Dover pulled himself over, ecstasy's edge, behind a large hedge, and sprinkled his seed on the clover. While looking out over the fjord, the captain exclaimed, "Oh my lord!" His young Viking guide lay nude by his side, exposing regions he'd never explored. John struggled until he perfected a pill that would keep him erected. But his tool stood unused, and it kept him amused to see how much dust it collected.
Needs to wipe it off.
Suzanne had such ample breasts that she was plagued with requests from young men with pleas that they'd like to squeeze them both, or at least try their best. Frederica wanted her husband Fred to take her like a dog in their bed. But she soon sadly found that once he'd come round, he'd lie on his back and play dead. On the baker, a young man named Joel, sexual tension had taken its toll. The stress he was under caused his clients to wonder how the donuts had gotten their hole. On a fissure in Oswald Chasm, Doreen had a bodily spasm. She felt she was ill, but what she thought was a chill was her first and only orgasm. This one's about the military. The buck private felt himself enlarge under the watchful eye of the Sarge. He was at full attention when he heard Sergeant mention he'd had a dishonorable discharge. The lustful young co-ed Coral had thoughts completely immoral when her handsome tutor said if it would suit her, the test that he'd give would be oral.
Oh.
In his first ever submissive tryst, Bruce was gagged and bound at the wrist. His body was greased, his inhibitions released, when affection was shown with a fist.
Ouch.
The lovely young goddess Venus was in awe of Apollo's great penis. She said, elated, but somewhat understated, "It's apparent there's something between us." The shape of her breasts was exquisite, but their fondling she would prohibit. Men had left disenchanted, feeling silicone implanted, so they'd look but not touch the exhibit. Only a couple more. From friction and his vice-like grip, Jack was chafed from the base to the tip, and with the aid of some lotion and too much frantic motion, he shattered a bone in his hip. The hunters were having no luck, hip deep in the pond shooting duck, so they ran back to camp with their bodies still damp and engaged in a camouflage fuck. One more. This is about the idle rich. Mrs. Dorothy Percy Smythe Wingus loved jazz, especially Mingus. She'd lie on the bed, headphones on her head, while the butler performed cunnilingus.
It's very low though. Yeah, we got this whole production basically. We've been working on this for 3 years, and during the pandemic, we really kind of like sat down and tried to figure out how to do this thing. He's doing electronics and sounds, and I'm doing, I'm just words. I mean, I play guitar all the time, but like trying to really step away and try to do something else, that's always an adventure. I can hear it. It's there. Something's playing.
So